Namaskara. Welcome back to the Moodle session. This is last session about the Moodle. In the previous session, we had seen various modes of communication available in a Moodle course. Prior to this, we had seen how and what are the features available to the teacher to add it to their course. In a Moodle course, we have two types of content to be added to. That is, one is static content, we call it resource, and another one is interactive content, we call it activity. Both resource and activity are added to the Moodle course in a similar manner. Wherever we try to add, it is just like add an activity or resource link which we have to use, and the form is rendered and we have to fill in the form and use it for the purpose required for. Resources are just static content, it is for the information purpose. Activities, there are various requirement, like activities can be evaluatable, or it is for the sharing data purpose, or to get some survey or feedback from the students. So the three types of activities we can call it, we can divide it into three variety. So forum, assignment, quiz, lesson, chat, workshop, these are the ones which are useful for evaluation, and database, glossary, wiki, which we have not dealt in detail with, but these are available in the Moodle features. With the help of the Moodle documentation, you can try and enable it in your course. It is for the purpose of sharing the data. If you enable database in your Moodle course, it can be like collecting the information. For example, I am planning to create an item bank, or we call it question bank. To create a question bank, I would like to get the questions from the students and collate it together so that my item bank will be bigger. So for that purpose, I can use the database activity. And in the similar manner, we can use the glossary or wiki also. To get a survey or immediate poll, or to gauge the prior knowledge, that is to identify the trends, we can use choice, feedback or survey. Now coming to the course reuse, that is, I have created fully in Moodle one course for this semester. Is it required for me to recreate the course if I am teaching the same course in the next semester also? In this context, it is not like that, because you will be thinking that creating a course one time will take so much of time. Again, if I have to run the course, if I have to create course in the Moodle, it will take lot of time, so I don't want to use it because it will be a sort of waste of time for me. So that kind of thoughts will come to a teacher's mind. So in this context, it is not like that. If a teacher creates a course in the Moodle and it can be used in the future semesters also by simple backup and restore process. I will take you to the Moodle course and show how backup and restore can be used for taking the backup of the present course and reuse it for the next semester. And also this backup and restore will help, like I can create the course in my own pace at home or in some other Moodle site and take the backup and take it to the institutional Moodle site and restore it. There I need not have to sit and recreate the course from the scratch. So this backup and restore will have many usages. To get into that backup process, it is you have to be logged in as a teacher and come to this Moodle course, and in the tabs you see this more tab. Under this we have this course reuse. If we click on that, we get various options: import, backup, restore, copy course, reset. Import is, if we use this feature, it is like I am teaching two courses. Some of the things I want to bring it from other course, I need not have to create in this course again. So at that time I can use this import facility, and from which course I want to bring the content, then select that and continue. Then it will ask for what all you want to bring it. Here I would like to bring the blogs and some calendar events or question bank or groups. Only those things we can select and click on next. It will tell it is going to include these things and perform import present course. Then this backup, this is the facility. While taking the backup, you include everything and it will be a repository for you to save it for the future purpose. If required, the user data can be retrieved when you restore this particular course. Okay, it is just clicking few buttons and perform backup. It will say the backup process is pending. It is taking the backup. When we go to restore page, there it will show you the backed up file to be downloaded. Here this is the backup file name and the status is it is still processing. Okay, you observe here the backed up file extension is .mbz. If you want to restore a Moodle course, the backed up file should be in the format of .mbz. Then only it can be restored into another Moodle site. Here some of the things which we need to keep in mind is, when we take a backup of the course or from a Moodle site, it depends on the add-on plugins, the theme and version of the Moodle from which we are taking the backup and restoring it to the other Moodle site. If both the Moodle sites are of the same version, then without any problem the backup will be restored. I will show you here this one course. I will take a backup of this course. Okay, so this is how it will display the backup file was successfully created. When we click on continue, this is what the page it shows. Backup file name and .mbz is the file extension, when it was backed up, what is the size of the file, and download option is available. I will click on this download. This backup file has been downloaded. I come to another site and I will choose this particular file. Okay, see, with here if we click on restore, it will give you the details of the restoration and click on continue. Perform restore. Okay, you observe here this backup file has been created with Moodle version 4.5.6 and the present version is 4.5.5. So this could cause some inconsistency because backwards compatibility of the backup files cannot be generated. Okay, we will click continue and come to this site administration. Go to this course. You see, this is the my first course which I had taken backup in Moodle demo site and trying to restore it in my site. It is still under process. Okay. So you observe here in this course I had created one choice activity and feedback activity. Because it is version is different, it is not getting restored properly. So one has to keep in mind from which version of Moodle site to which version we are going to backup and restore. Another thing is the view and appearance will be different from version to version and theme to theme. Here this particular website is using the theme called Boost theme. So the appearance is we are getting all these tabs, that is home, dashboard, my courses, site administration, etc. on the left hand top corner. If we come to this another site, you see here we are getting these tabs on the right hand top corner. So one has to keep in mind that when we are using a particular version of the Moodle or in one site, and if we are migrating it to another site, then we need not have to go panic. The features will be available in all the Moodle site, only the placement of those things will be different. Okay, now we will go to this moodle.org site, which in the beginning itself I had mentioned. This is the official site where we get many things to know about. Here the forums which I had mentioned, this is the place where if we get registered to this moodle.org site, we can participate in the forums. In the forum, generally people will post their problems. For example, as an admin, I will be facing some issue in installing my Moodle at my institutional level. At that time, I can come back to this forum page and check for that particular issue. Somewhere someone would have faced this particular issue and other person would have given the solution for that particular issue. Or we can post ourselves. If we don't get that by search, then we can post by registering into this Moodle site. We have the option to post the queries into the forum. Then we will get the answer for that issue within few days or few hours itself. Then coming to this documentation, here we get the detailed documentation about each of the feature and each of the role we have in the Moodle course. If you are a beginner, then how to get started? If you are managing the course as a teacher, what are the problems? And while adding the activities, how to add, all these things are available under this documentation page. You observe here we have the documentation according to the Moodle version wise. You see here this 5.1 docs, 4.5, 4.4, 4.1. This Moodle version is improvement over the previous version, some bug would have been occurred while creating one particular version. That bug will be fixed in the next higher version, and some improvement in the appearance or feature will be added to the latest version of the Moodle. So in that way, the documentation will also be done how it will be done in particular version. Then coming to this plugins, here I was mentioning about adding the plugin to our course. One of the plugin which I had mentioned was in the instructional component about the journal, which I had mentioned in the earlier version of the Moodle, that is prior to version 2.0, journal was an standard feature available in the Moodle. Now this particular module need to be added as a plugin activity into the Moodle. For that, if we come to this plugins page, we have the option to download this. If we click on this journal, then we have the screenshots and documentation about that, and here is the link to download the journal. This we have to mention it to the site administrator to download and install it if it is required for our course. Okay. Then for installing the Moodle into our institutional server, till now we had used cloud version or online version of the Moodle to explore the features of the Moodle as a teacher, as a student, and as an admin. At the institutional level, we want to promote it to be installed and use it at the college. We have to give proper solution, that is ready-made answers, like from where we have to download, where is the documentation. For all these questions, we can come to this moodle.org page and tell the administrator that under downloads page, we have the option to download the Moodle version. The basic requirements at the server level to install the Moodle is Apache server, MySQL database, and PHP running at the backend. For each of the version of the Moodle, there in the documentation they have given which Apache version we need to have and which version of the PHP should be running and what is the version required for the MySQL database. It is not only MySQL, it can be Progress SQL, like that very many types of SQL are can be used compatible with this Moodle. So far you have seen that in these Moodle sessions how technology will help in teaching and make our instruction more effective, engaging, and efficient. So we have seen how we can implement our instructions into a Moodle using ADDIE model, and it is depends on creativity of the teacher how well it can be organized in the Moodle to give it to the students, so that most of the time can be used for the collaborative and engaging with the class rather than simply teaching in the class. I will show you one of the courses which I have created under Moodle, that is the present instruction for good learning, which you are seeing in the NPTEL site can be designed under this Moodle in this manner. Under general section, we can add about the course. If I click on this, you can see this is the instruction which you will be getting in the NPTEL site, and this is the instructor bio, and this is the instruction about the course certificate, etc. And this is a 12-week course I had used weekly format to create this course. You see, for each week, if you click on this, it will be in the non-expanded form. These are the week titles which you are seeing in the NPTEL site. If we expand that, what are the lectures that was given in this particular week, and if I click on this, you will get the YouTube link for the lecture for that title. Okay, then this is the material, lecture 1 material which was given in that NPTEL site, and this is the week 1 assignment which you have already attempted in the NPTEL site. So in this manner we can create the organized course in the Moodle site. So with this, I would like to conclude this Moodle session. Hope you will create Moodle site and promote it to your institution to have the Moodle to design the course, to conduct the course at the institutional level. Thank you. Happy Moodling, happy learning.